So, in this lecture series, we are going to talk about amblyopia. So, what is amblyopia? Amblyopia is basically known as lazy eyes. Okay. So, why is this known as lazy eyes? So, if you just look into the eyes like this, see here. So, this is your cornea, and the diagram is not good. I know that. This is a cornea. This is your scleral part. Okay, you have your suspensory ligament, the lens, like this. Now any problem right from here, okay, by which focus is not formed in the retina, and if there is no focus in the retina, and if this eye doesn't see at all, okay, if this eye doesn't see, and if this eye doesn't work, and from your pathology you have understood that if something doesn't work, it gets atrophied, isn't it? So the same thing is here also. So if the eyes doesn't work for a prolonged period of time, it gets atrophied, it gets of no use, and eventually on later days this will be amblyopia. Okay, so there are different reasons for amblyopia. So number one is sensory. So what is sensory? Sensory, basically you can remember sensory or form deprivation. Okay, form deprivation means, for example, there is a corneal opacity, number one, or there will be a lenticular opacities. So lenticular opacities means congenital cataract. Okay, corneal opacities will be there, nebulomacular or leukomatous. So that will not lead to focusing of the image into the retina, right? And you know that binocular single vision is formed at 6 to 7 years of age, right? And if in case until 6 to 7 years of age, if you do not treat a case of congenital cataract or congenital opacities, okay, or a case of congenital glaucoma, and there is persistent, the image is not formed at that particular area, if that's the case, what will happen? It will eventually lead to the eye being dysfunctional, and that is known as amblyopia eye. Okay, now the next thing that can happen is strabismic. So strabismic amblyopia. So normally whenever we talk about concomitant squint, so concomitant squint, and if you are looking at this video for a first time, it will be difficult to understand this concomitant and inconcomitant. Just understand that the muscles of the eye are keeping it at one place for a proper vision. If that muscle is being fibrosed, or if that muscle becomes palsied or fibrosed, and if the eyeball deviates to one side or the other side okay, in this way, this is the eyeball, okay, and if it deviates, then it is not able to perceive a perfect image. Okay, a perfect image is not perceived. That is why it will lead to amblyopia. Now if you know the concept of concomitant and inconcomitant squint, this is for you. So this was for the person who doesn't know about the concept of concomitant and inconcomitant. Concomitant squint is the type of squint where the primary deviation is equal to that of the secondary deviation, and inconcomitant means secondary deviation is more than the primary deviation, right? And in the case of inconcomitant squint, you have particularly head posture to compensate for that defect. So your fovea is not able to perceive one single image. Okay, whenever your eye is being deviated, when the eye is being deviated, there are two images being formed at a single fovea. What will happen? There'll be a lot of straining, there'll be a lot of problems. So the brain tells one eye not to work, and only the other eye, which is normal, will work and show the image, and the other eye which was actually working will not be suppressed by the brain, and it will lead to amblyopia. Okay, number third is refractive error. So over here only, if the curvature of the cornea is more, or if it is less, and too much, like very high myopia, very high hypermetropia, or it might be a case of anisometropia. Anisometropia means different in the power of two eyes. For example, my one eye is okay, the other eye is aphakic. Now what will do? Aphakic means 16 diopter power is not there because there is no lens. So anisometropia, that is known as anisometropia. So what will happen is, actually whenever there is a power, there is particular magnification, and when there is no power, there will not be any kind of magnification. So that higher degree of magnification change will actually suppress one eye, and that will eventually lead to astigmatism. Anisometropia, uncorrected astigmatism, okay, high hypermetropia, high myopia, all these components lead to amblyopia. Now let's talk about the clinical findings. So how will the patient present of amblyopia? So patient of amblyopia will actually present with refractive error or any kind of opacities. They might present with any kind of deviation of the eye. Okay, and whenever you go for a visual acuity, so you'll go and check in a Snellen's chart, the visual activity will be decreased. Visual acuity is decreased. Next, visual field might be constricted. Okay, it might be constricted. Contrast sensitivity is low. And next thing that you need to remember is sun-glass effect. This is a classical. Okay, sun-glass effect. What does this mean? This means the brightness in the amblyopic eye is low. There is decreased brightness in the amblyoptic eye. Okay, an amblyoptic eye, it will show classical feature of crowding phenomena. So what is this crowding phenomena? If I give serials of letters, for example A, Z, O, Y, Y, P, like this randomly, like in the case of Snellen chart, okay, randomly letters are given, the person will not be able to perceive that letter, see that letter. But if I give that letter separately, for example A, Z, O, P, like this separately, if it's given separately, the person perceives this perfectly. So this happens, and this, that is why we use Logmar Chatten. Okay, Logmar is the method by which we understand the crowding phenomena. Okay, Logmar is the method. Okay, now how would you treat a patient of amblyopia? So the eye which is not working, you want that eye to work. So what you'll do is, in the working eye, that means in the normal eye which has no opacity, which is refractically normal, you'll keep a patch. Just keep a patch in that one. So the not working eye will be compelled to work. Okay, it will be compelled to work. And this, there is actually a method, that is 2:1, 1:1, 3:1, 4:1, 5:1, 6:1. What does this mean? This means you cover the eye for 2 days, uncover it for 1 day. Cover it for 1 day, one. Okay, cover the eyes for 3 days, leave it for 1 day. For 4 days, leave it for 1 day, like this. Then, and this is on the basis of increasing age. This is for first year, second year, third year, fourth year, final year, fifth year, and sixth year. I said final year. Okay, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. In this pattern, you will close the eye and you will open the eye. In that way, the amblyopia will be treated. Or you can just go for penalization also. What is penalization? Penalization means you will actually make that eye which is working blind. How would you do that? You will just put mydriatics, like you can use an atropine. Okay, but the best one being is ecothiophyte. Okay, ecothiophyte, it's very good drug. You can also use cam stimulators. Cam stimulators are basically this ambuloscopes. Okay, ambuloscopes, where they show different kind of images, like maybe like this, and they just stimulate the eye. Just know the name, cam stimulators. One more name, pleoptics. Okay, and apart from atropine or ecothiophyte, you can also use the drug like you can also use drug like carbidopa and levodopa. Okay, and if the foveas okay, I think this will be enough for you. And if you want to check for binocular single vision, it's working or not, you can go for different test, like you can go for stereopsis test. Okay, you can go for Worth 4 dot test. So I will help you out with this one whenever I will be talking about binocular single vision. For now, just understand that whenever we talk about amblyopia, what is amblyopia? It's lazy eyes. When does amblyopia occurs? You can just write it down in this pattern. The handwriting is bad, I know, but the whatever I have said, just note it down.